If you pop the hood on a Ferrari, you wouldn't expect to maintain it the same way you'd maintain an old work truck. You pour the identical oil into both, and one of them is going to seize up. Yet, in the workplace, managers do exactly this. They rely on the golden rule, leading others the way they themselves prefer to be led. If the manager thrives on independence, they leave everyone alone. If they prefer strict guidance, they micromanage the entire room. This creates a vacuum. When a top-performing employee suddenly starts missing deadlines or stops caring, leaders often assume it is a character flaw, a sudden loss of work ethic. Instead of a fixed personality trait, motivation follows a cycle. As a worker gains experience, they encounter specific pressure points where their drive and their technical ability fall out of alignment. To survive these moments, you have to abandon a static management style. You have to learn how to read the changing telemetry of your team and physically shift your leadership gears to match the employee's current state. The dashboard we use to read that telemetry is called the skill-will matrix. This chart measures two variables. The horizontal axis tracks will. This is a measure of heart, effort, and attitude. Does the person show up ready to work? The vertical axis tracks skill. This measures technical know-how. Can they actually get the job done correctly? The intersection of these two lines creates 4 separate zones. Employees do not stay neatly in one box. They travel dynamically across this grid as they gain experience. Everyone's journey begins in the bottom right corner. This is the eager beginner. They arrive on day 1 with massive enthusiasm, but absolutely zero practical ability to do the work. Here, the leader must shift into directing and coaching mode. You have to step in, provide step-by-step instructions, and commit to one-on-one practice. Classroom theory or a motivational pep talk will fail here. You cannot inspire someone into knowing how to navigate a complicated software suite. They already possess the drive. They lack the tools. During this first shift, granting an employee autonomy will ruin them. Beginners need a highly involved partner to convert that raw energy into baseline competence. Once that baseline competence is achieved, the employee hits a dangerous second shift. Watch the movement on the chart. They master the daily tasks, their skill shoots up, and then they experience the drifter's drop. Their motivation plummets, dragging them into the top left quadrant. This drop usually stems from ego, boredom, or a feeling of being underappreciated. The employee has been successful, they feel they know everything, and they often become uncoachable, clinging to how they have always done things. To pull them out of this dip, you have to shift into inspiring mode. They don't need technical instructions anymore. They need a new bone. You must connect their daily routine back to a larger purpose or a fresh challenge. Based on how the leader handles that drop, the employee will now travel in one of 2 directions. We call this the divergence. The downward path leads to the struggler. Here, both attitude and effort collapse. The employee tunes out completely, dragging their performance down with them. Before getting angry with a struggler, look in the mirror. Did you actually give them the proper tools and expectations? If the answer is yes, you have to shift gears again. Reset the expectations, lay out exact deadlines, and demand accountability. But if you successfully re-engage a drifter, they take the upward path and become a star. This is the top right quadrant, where high motivation meets high technical execution. You handle a star through servant leadership. Your only job now is to remove the barriers slowing them down, and then get entirely out of their way. Micromanaging a star will only frustrate them into leaving. An employee's final destination on this board is rarely determined by their innate traits alone. It depends on whether their leader correctly diagnosed their shift and changed gears at the right time. These 4 quadrants are not permanent sentences. The workplace is a chaotic environment, and people move across these lines constantly. We call this the fluid reality rule. Even your most proven, high-performing star can instantly regress if their environment changes. Imagine rolling out a new software system. A veteran employee might have maximum willpower, but their technical skill with this new tool is practically zero. They have suddenly slipped backwards. You have to recognize this environmental drop immediately. If you try to lead them with hands-off servant leadership now, they will fail. You must downshift back to coaching mode before their frustration turns them into a disengaged drifter. Effective leaders operate as keen observers. They evaluate their approach every single time a new task is assigned, adjusting their style to meet the employee's current needs. True greatness in leadership requires continuously measuring an employee's current skill against their current will. When you match the gear to the exact terrain in front of you, you keep the engine running smoothly.